everyone, how you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bilikis. It's good to be back with another tutorial which will be on how to make a transparent corset with this trendy scoop neck. I just had to show you this for you to understand the concept of what we are going to be doing. So this is what we're going to have, but in a transparent corset, and how to make the cup inside. Okay, now just stay tuned because I'm going to be unveiling so many secrets to achieving a well snatched corset and the trick behind this scoop neckline. So just stay tuned, and now let's go to our work table. Now, since we are at the work table, our pattern paper is ready. All you have to do is to divide your pattern paper into two to have your front pattern and then your back pattern. Now this is my front pattern, and making sure the front pattern after dividing will accommodate your largest circumference. My largest circumference is my hip circumference, which is 48, which divided by 4 will give me 12. So here I have 12.5, which is fine. Now let us get started. The first thing you are going to do is the length of the top, that is, let's say from your nape to your hip measurement. Mine is total of 27, and going by that, from my nape to my armhole is 9.5, then to my bust point 11, to my underbust 15.5, my waist measurement 18 inches, and then to my hip measurement. Another thing I want you to take note of is, now to the back, your armhole goes straight to the back. You are using the same measurement. And then for your waist, because the back, we don't have the bust point and the underbust, your waist should be 1 inch higher than the front waist. So here in the front, I made use of 18. So at the back, I made use of 17. That's just the difference. So now let's get started. The first thing you are going to do is the 3 inches, 8 inches standard to determine the slope. So here 3 inches, and then you mark 8 inches, and at the 8 inches point you come down by 1 inch. Then from the 3 inches to the 8 inches you mark a straight line to determine your slope. The next thing will be to insert half of your shoulder measurement, which is 8.5 for me. Coming to the armhole line, I will mark 8.5 also to create the armhole line. How do you now make your armhole curve? First, you insert quarter of your bust circumference. My bust circumference is 46.5, so here I have 11.5. Then you mark that point. Normally for our armhole, we just divide whatever we have here by 2 and then go in at that point. But just come here 2.5 to 3.5 upward. If you are a medium-sized person, 2.5 is okay. Plus size 3 inches. So 3 inches from the armhole line, and at that point you come in by 3/4 of an inch. But because we are working with a bustier and there's going to be a lot of contouring going on, I only did 1/2 inch here. Once you do that, you can connect your armhole. The next thing we are now going to do is the bust span measurement. My bust span measurement is 9 inches, so divide that by 2, which will give me 4.5. So on the bust span line, 4.5. At the hip line, 4.5, and mark a straight line. So now let us start contouring. So the first thing I want to do is this. Listen to this technique. Now, to take in the dart, so whatever I have on my bust measurement here, I'm just going to take it down to my waist because I want to contour it as much as possible. Okay, so that is it. 11 inches, and I'll mark a straight line. Good. So now the first thing now is to tighten the underbust. Here, my underbust measurement is 38 inches. 38. Also, my waist is 38 inches. Yours could be maybe your underbust 36 or whatever you have. That's what you are going to use. So since it is 38 inches, so 38 divided by 4. I'm talking of the underbust. 38 divided by 4 will give me 9.5. So let me check whatever I have now at the underbust. Here I have 11.5. So I'm going to take this 9.5 inches away from the 11.5. So that should give me 9, 10, 11. So that's 2 inches. So that means I'm going to tighten my underbust by 2 inches. Yours could be more or less, okay? Then I'm now going to do that. So the first thing is here on the middle line, I'm just going to do 3/4 of an inch. 3/4, that's 0.75. Can you see? And then place your 2 inches, the remaining one to the other side. So once you start from here, you should have total of 2 inches, but making sure here you have 0.75 or 3/4 of an inch. Good. So the next thing I'm going to do now is here at the waist also, I'm going to take the same thing because we want it to be straight. We want the tummy area to be flat. So here 3/4 of an inch, and from there I'm going to mark my 2 inches. So I want it to be straight. So having done that, then I can now blend in the curve, and this will be taken straight down. We are going to take it straight down. So you're having the same 0.75 here, and then 2 inches. How's the wrap possible? So good. So we have contoured the underbust, the waist, and that. Now you can now insert your waist measurement. My waist measurement is also 38. So when I divide that by 4, I'll be having 9.5. But yours could be more or less. Okay. Now what I'll now do is, since I have 9.5, I have a dart of 2 inches here now. I'll add that 2 inches to the 9.5. It will give me 11.5. Then I'll measure, which happens to be the same thing with my bust measurement. But let's say my waist is 40 inches. When I divide 40 inches by 4, that will give me 10. Plus these 2 inches darts, I'll be having 12. So all you have to do is to insert 12 here. For those people that theirs will be much. So once you mark the 12 inches, then you now connect to the bust point. So while connecting, you have inserted your exact waist. Now you might be wondering, when connecting it, won't you have another extra at the underbust? You don't worry. By the time we are snatching up the waist, it's going to be taken off. Just note that by the side. Having done this, I can now connect my curve. So with this, your bust area will be so prominent, and then your tummy area will be so flat. So that is it. You can see that is done. So for the upper part now, what we are going to do now is to divide the shoulder here by 2. So here 5.5, 2.5, and then okay, let me just fold it. But you could just have it straight, so just take the line straight. It depends on your preference. So connect straight to the bust point. Good. So what I'm now going to do is this. The first thing is how high you want this neckline here. Remember, it's a scoop neckline. So the highest one, how high you want it to be, depends on your preference. But a guideline is between 4.5 to 5. So here, let me just do 5. Good. Now from your armhole line, just come in by 1 inch to 2 inches, depending on your preference. So I'm just going to do 1.5. So this is the point here where I want the neckline to stop. So once I do that, you can now restructure this. So this is now your neckline, and then you come down by 0.5 inch here. Then reconstruct. So that is it. The next thing is for us to contour this over bust. And here when you are contouring, you don't want to do too much because you want this scoop neck, this area standing out. That's the design. So here our contouring is not going to be much, but that is why we concentrate more on this underbust, because that's what will show the prominence of the bust. Now take your bust radius from your bust point to your underbust, whatever you have there. Yours could be 3, yours could be 4, yours could be 4.5. Now here I have 4 inches. So from my bust point, I'm just going to come up by 4 inches. Then take 1/2 inch on both sides. 1/2 inch. So you're going to extend it out. And also here. So the contouring has been done. Now for the neckline, it depends on how low you want it to be. Yours could be 1 inch, but on the average, it does depend. So I think I will take mine straight to the armhole line, but you can just do 1 inch, 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch above. But I am taking mine straight to the armhole point. And how do I go about that to make it easier? I'm just going to fold on my bust point here. Good. Then I will close this back. So I'm now going to close up these darts so that we can form the neckline. So with this now, I can form exactly what I want. So these parts can still go higher if you want it. So it depends on your choice. So the scoop neckline is formed. Guys, I have mapped out the dart and then clean all the numbers I wrote because I need a clean sheet. So the next thing now is for us to snatch the waist. So you might have been hearing about snatching, cinching. This is what I want to explain now. What it simply means is to reduce your waist measurement. So it's going to be tighter, so it will make your waist smaller. So that is just it in a layman's language. Then before we do that now, but if you are not snatching, just go ahead to close up your hip and that is it. But remember, the back neck waistline is higher than that of the front. So what I'm going to do is to come up by 1 inch. Okay, now I'm now going to take it straight to the waist. So this is now the front waistline. So this is the, can you see it will now match at the back. So having done that, my initial waist is 38 inches. When I divided by 4, that gave me 9.5. Now I want to snatch to 36. So all I have to do is to divide the 36 by 4, which will give me 9 inches. Okay. The next thing is to find the difference. So 9.5 minus 9, that is 1/2 inch or 0.5. So I'll be snatching my waist now by 1/2 inch. So all I have to do is to create a point here. Just half of what you have here, which is somewhere here. Okay. And then I'm just going to mark a straight line. So since I'm still going to be changing this tie line to have it slanted, so I'm just going to slant this right away. So this is it. Remember I said I'm snatching by 1/2 inch, meaning I'm going to distribute that to have 1/4 inch on both sides. So also this 1/2 inch, I will open up this dark leg here too by 1/4 inch on both sides. So all this contouring and this lower part is just to make the tummy area flat as much as possible. Okay, so like what I showed you on the mannequin, you can see how the tummy area is flat. So that is what we want to achieve. That is it. We have successfully snatched her waist. So the next thing now is to close up the hip area. So my hip is 48 divided by 4 will give me 12 inches. So because of all these that we have snatched here now we have taken about 2.5 inches. So on both sides, you know what that is. So I'm just going to extend the hip by 1 inch to 1.5. So let me just cut this back and add paper here to have enough space. So here I've added paper to that. So my initial waist was 12 inches. So here I'll be adding extra 1.5. But if you're a medium size, just do 1. Okay. The next thing is to connect with my pattern master. So now this is the new waist. So we have successfully done that. So the next thing is for us to cut it out. Now you need to determine the length of your top. So here I can just do about 1.5 or 2 inches if you want it lower in front. So you can make it 1 3/4 depending on your preference. And then by the side here, the hip, you can do 2.5 or 2 inches depending on your preference. Okay. Yeah. So the next thing now, since it's all ready, is for me to cut it all out. After cutting, this is what I have. So this that is off. This that too is off. So this is what the pattern looks like now. So the next thing for us to do is to create the style line that will be slanted. And how do you do that? Is very simple, which I'll teach you now. So at the underbust, just match it down. Because we took that straight down, it's just going to be easy for you to do. So I'm going to use my tape to just sellotape that down. I've sellotaped it down. So the next thing I'm just going to do is to note maybe 1.5, depending on what you want for the style line. So connect from the underbust to that point, and that is it. Can you see how easy we created that style line? And that is all. Isn't that easy? To do is the same thing for the front, the 3 inches, 8 inches standard, the slope, and then you just connect the back. You're not going in at the back, so all you have to do is to connect. The next thing will be your bust span line, which is 4.5 for me. Then the next thing will be to come in at the center back here by 1/2 inch and connect to about 2 inches above the armhole line and 1 inch above the hip line. So that is it. On the bust span line, you have to take in your that 1/2 inch on both sides, which you will take up here and then you open it here. Because of the extension by the side, you need to open this that leg to 1/2 inch too on both sides. That's not what you want. So that is it. So remember, we snatched the front by 1/2 inch. We are going to be doing the same thing to the back. So I'm just going to divide here, which is 7, so that will be 3.5. So from here, 3.5. So that is it. So I'm going to snatch it by 1/4 inch on both sides to make half, sum total to half, and then here the same thing. That, and then I've mapped it out. I don't know if I remember how I told you I inserted my waist measurement. So once you've come in here, all you have to do is your waist, your initial waist divided by 4. Mine is 38, which is 9.5. So the 9.5 will start from here and not from the end of the paper. Plus this 1/2 inch seam allowance, which that allowance, which is 1, which will make it 10.5, which is what I have here. So this snatching is now the reduced one. So all I have to do is to connect. So the same thing I did to the hip area, I'll be doing the same thing. So my divided hip is 12 plus the extra 1.5, that will make it 13.5. So at least with this that I've taken, okay. Now the next thing will be the neckline. So for the neckline, I'm just going to come down here by either 1 or 1.5 here, and then connect it. First I'll make a straight line. So remember, we came down by 1/2 inch. Don't forget, the same thing you did for the front, you have to do to the back. So that is it for the neckline. So the last thing will be to connect here. My pattern is ready. So the same thing we came up at the front, we are going to do that at the back. So for the side, I came up by 2.5, so I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, so here I can just make it 2 inches, and then I'm going to connect it. After connecting it, then I have to label. This is the side back, middle back, and then the center back, so that I won't forget. So the next thing is to cut it out. I've cut it all out. You can see that. Okay, so this that is off. And also the back. So with the labeling is very easy to identify. So here now the last thing is to create the eyelet line. So for that, depends on your preference. So here I'm just going to make it 2 inches or 2.5 or 3, how open you want it to be, and below here I'm just going to do 1 inch. Okay, and then make a straight line. To be trimmed off. So now the pattern is fully ready. The next thing is for us to cut it out on the fabric and sew it up, which I will do in the next video. If this tutorial has been helpful, please give me a giant thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video. It will be very helpful for your friends, people around you. I remain your girl Bilikis. So now this is the back. Let me show you the front too. So these are the pattern. You can see it's very easy to make. So just watch out for the part 2 of the video. I remain your girl Bilikis. Bye guys.